Hello everyone, welcome back into the wild for another pick a card reading. I know it's been a minute, so thank you all for being patient and sticking around to the channel. I appreciate all of your support, all of your likes and shares and comments. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your energy with me. Today we are going to talk about and channel some information around how you work with the energy. I believe that we all have the ability, we have access to work with spirit in our own ways. Spirit is available to all of us, through us, within us at all times. And so there are just different people who process and perceive the world differently. Everybody does this. And so some people will have the energy come through in different ways. Some people call these things gifts. I like to think of it as how we perceive and work with the energy. No one is gifted anything that nobody else has access to in their own way. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. We're going to be working with a kind of companion decks today with the Wild Unknown Tarot and then also the Wild Unknown archetypes that we've been using. I'm excited to use these two together. I just got this tarot deck recently, so I'm excited to see what comes through with the both of them. So let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to choose 3 cards, and I also have 3 little stones to go with the piles. We are in Libra season in October of 2025, and I'm noticing whenever I started to record this and I was thinking about it, about Libra and the balance between 2 different things, and we have this like kind of shadow side and light side on the table showing. So I thought that was interesting. Just a little side note. Spirit, can we get 3 cards for our piles, please? Thank you. And 1 more card, Spirit. Alright, so for pile number 1, we have the Father of Swords. We also have this Dalmatian Jasper little coffin. For pile number 2, we have the Daughter of Swords. Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, the Daughter of Wands. And we have this yellow jasper coffin, which I think is so perfect with the coloring on this card. And then for pile number 3, we have the Father of Cups. With this lapis lazuli coffin. So go ahead and take your time, feel out which card is right for you, and I will see you in your pile. Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. I have my notes here of some things that came through when I was meditating. I also will be channeling throughout the message and sharing anything that comes through from Spirit. So you chose the Father of Swords, which is the King of Swords, and this Dalmatian Jasper for your pile. My nails are looking a little busted. I've been doing things and they just break. So what came through, just looking at the card with the owl. Owls they have this very stern look, but they're known for wisdom. They look very wise. They are very wise. And so they're a symbol of having like a cultivated wisdom, right? The Father is the King of Swords. He's the last card in the suit of swords, and so he has learned and progressed through all the stages, and he has gained balanced wisdom, wisdom that encompasses all spectrums. And so yeah, I was drawn to the stern look on his face. Swords are associated with our intellect, our thoughts, communication. So you could be an air sign, a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. We're in Libra season right now, so that energy is pretty prevalent, and with it showing up in the Father of Swords, it's kind of amplified. That you may be feeling this energy amplified right now. And then as I was channeling and meditating, I heard the song Father of Mine from Everclear come through. Father of Mine. And then I heard Can't Stop the Feeling from Justin Timberlake from the Trolls movie. So kind of random, and then even more random, like it was just like flipping through my mind like a radio station. I heard, "You think this is a game? You think this is a fucking game?" from DMX's song What's My Name, and that was back in the 90s, and kind of I think where the whole meme started coming from. You think this is a game? But anyway, that came through too. So it was like this really rapid flip through of like different songs and different genres, and just a different feeling of each. And so it was kind of like hyper information, and I'm kind of used to that. I'm neurodivergent, so I can relate. I'm also a Gemini, so I can relate to this amplified feeling of just kind of quick flip throughs of different energies and different thoughts. So based on this information, you may be claircognizant or clairaudient. The clairs are clear. They mean clear senses, right? So like clear, cognizant is an inner or clear knowing. Being clairaudient is like clear hearing. It's just that you sense the energy in those ways, and so you may hear things through like music lyrics or the spoken word or the written word. You may be a writer or a musician or a poet, or this may be something that you're feeling called to, especially right now with this present energy. And October is just the fall and the spring here in the I'm in the northern hemisphere, so the fall and the spring is just such potent energy for change, right? And the fall is the energy of kind of death and letting things go, and preparing for new life and a new season of growth. And so we're kind of in a liminal space. Fall and spring are both liminal spaces where we're preparing and getting ready for something a bit more solid, right? Like the winter, there's not really an in-between, it's just cold. But in the fall, we kind of get this moment of some days it's a little warm, some days it's a little bit cooler. We're in this space in between when winter comes, between the heat of summer and the reprieve of wintertime. And so it's this time for us to prepare for the season of quote unquote death, where everything dies and becomes cold and is regenerating and preparing for the springtime. So let's go ahead and get into more cards. That's what I had come through when I was channeling, and let's just jump right in and see what we have coming through. Spirit, can we get some more information around this energy? Thank you. Okay, so we have the Six of Wands. Which again, it's kind of like there's this transformation we're getting ready for, we're preparing for a sort of transformation. The butterflies will emerge in the springtime. And then we have the Daughter of Cups, which is the Page of Cups, and pages are about new energy, young energy. So we have the little duckling swan here. And the color is like coming off of her shadow. And cups are associated with our feeling state and our emotions, our subconscious, even the deep things that we're not aware of. So maybe taking this time to explore more of your gift, to allow yourself to open up to different layers of your gift, different energies within your gift. We have these different colors which are, here we have the rainbow colors. They're symbols of our energy centers within our body and within all of creation. Everything has an energy. And within the cups, it's showing that we have an emotional, a new emotional place to be able to explore these energies. We've come through all the different numbered cards in the suit. We've gained a lot of experience and wisdom. And now with that, we can begin something new within a whole new leveled up stage, basically, where we're starting to tap into all these different energies within ourselves. And then we have the Mother of Cups. So yeah, so it would go from the Page to the Knight to the Queen, and now we have the Daughter, the Son, and then the Mother. And so it's like you're advancing through this emotional state within yourself and being able to appreciate and dance within all this beauty, even in the darkness, because now you're embodying all of this awareness and you're in control of yourself. And she has these kind of like, I'm associating these colors with space because that's, I do that, and I have a tattoo of space on my arm with the same kind of colors and the Fibonacci spiral. I love these colors. They just make me feel connected to something beyond myself. And these are higher chakra colors. And so kind of like dancing through space, dancing through this kind of unknown, this dark void, being sure of ourselves because we know who we are, where we've been, and we can channel all of these different energies. We have a clear knowing about ourselves. I'm going to get some more information. You may be learning to start like channeling your gifts to do things for others. We have the Five of Swords. And fives are associated with kind of instability, things that we have built up and had a sturdy foundation in, and the Four is now kind of being challenged and tested. And we have the Worms here. Kind of maybe things that have been buried are now being processed through a natural process within us because the Six of Swords is associated with moving on. So we have to go through a process to let go of any certain thoughts or beliefs or energies that we're holding inside that are kind of keeping us back from experiencing the energy in the way that feels balanced for us. And I think that we are, again, kind of in the wintertime, things are under the ground, they're breaking down. All those nutrients and things are going into the ground to feed the things in the ground for the springtime to come back up in the spring. So kind of going through this cycle of emotional processing and alignment. Okay, we got quite a few of these, but Spirit's telling me to take them all. Okay. Okay, so we have the Hierophant. And here we have like the raven with the key and a strike of lightning in the background and rain. And lightning can have to do with like a sudden message from Spirit, like a bolt of lightning, right? And ravens are known for being messengers from Spirit. So breaking in, coming in like a bolt of lightning through all this work that you've been doing, all this processing, letting things go, letting things kind of degrade, biodegrade, in order to unlock something new in the springtime. So really get in touch with your clear knowing and your clear understanding of yourself through, of course, I'm going to say meditation, because instead of like journaling, which journaling maybe actually, okay, yeah, journaling may be really important because we have the swords here and it's about communication. So meditating, allowing yourself to sit within your own energy and your own like chakra system, and allowing things to kind of decompress, like I said, degrade and like biodegrade, like go through a natural process of peace and rest and quiet, like what the winter time is also a symbol for, or a great time for. Everything is a mirror of everything else. So the energy of being able to take time for yourself and be quiet and retreat, that's the same energy as winter. And so maybe using the winter time to meditate kind of like in your cave, and there will be like this moment of like a bolt of lightning from Spirit, like this aha moment, this clear knowing of something. And maybe journaling about this process and writing it down will be you communicating it back to yourself, so that way it can really sink in and you can really digest it. It can really break down within yourself, so that way you can understand it when you do emerge from this period. It doesn't necessarily have to be this winter or in the spring or anything like that. It's just this energy is what is present and what is coming. And so feeling into that energy when you go through this process that feels like winter or is literally during winter, and coming out in the spring, you'll be able to understand what you've been through better because you've documented it for yourself. We also have the Father of Wands. So we have the Father of Swords and the Father of Wands. So again, we have this bolt of lightning coming through this. So here we have the red and the orange. Yellow is associated with thoughts. So yeah, having new thoughts coming through. And then the red and the orange is associated with fire and drive, having the fire and drive to come out of this period and make a change. And here we are again at the very end of the suit, where we've gone through a very deep process within ourselves, and we're emerging with the kind of kingly energy, responsible, healthy, masculine, divine energy to take action and move forward through the information that we've received. We have the Seven of Swords with the fox here, and it's laying on top of one of the swords, and this again is laying over the Five of Swords. So this could be something that you've been hiding from yourself, that you have been kind of trying to cover up for yourself with this kind of sly look on your face. We all do this. There are all things held within our subconscious. Things are held within our subconscious that we don't know about or are learning to address. This is what maturity is. Nobody is perfect, and so we all have things within our shadow that come up that will teach us things. And so if we're not ready to learn that lesson from that aspect in the shadow, we could be hiding or covering it up from ourselves subconsciously or even consciously. But so this could be something that you're getting ready to let go of. You know that it's there. See, he has like one eye is peeking out, like he knows what he's doing. But you've been curled over this and protecting this for a while, and it's kind of been building up over you, and now you're feeling like, okay, it's time for me to let this go, or it's time for me to process this on a deeper emotional level, so that I can have these electrifying moments of knowing and then being able to put that into action. Yes, the Ten of Swords. So it's like you've come so far with this kind of energy, and here all the swords are laid over top of each other. You've come so far with this kind of energy, and now it's like, are you ready to make a choice to move on? This is like the lowest of the low, a down and out kind of feeling, but when you're down and out, you can choose to walk away from that and start all over. It's this moment of do or die, and we can choose. Again, because you've gone through this process of working with your emotions and your thoughts, your clear knowing of things, that you know when it's time to choose, like, I have to get up now and walk away from this. You're going to know when that is. And it could be during this time where you're working through your emotions and learning to dance with yourself on a deeper level, with your true self, aligning with your true self in this ebb and flow and beautiful way that a dance is, that a way a dance is performed, doing that with yourself through your life. And now is the moment to choose. We have the Five of Pentacles here with the wilting rose, and it could be that maybe up to this point you have invested things. Pentacles have to do with money or finances, physical things of tangible things within our experience. You may have invested time after time after time, and now your investment, the things are starting to kind of wilt and wither away. Things that you believed were sturdy and were there are now changing, and this isn't a bad thing. Like I said, I was talking about how the things we're in fall and things are starting to die and wilt, but these leaves and things that fall and all of the rain and everything that comes with this changing of the seasons is fertilizing the ground for new growth and new life in the springtime. So again, this could be a very long period of feeling this way, and now it's time to maybe accept that. And I'm not saying give it a pass or forget about it. No, it's accepting the reality of any sort of situation and then transmuting that within ourselves to be able to fuel our own next level. Okay, I'm gonna get some more tarot, and then we're gonna move into the archetype cards. Spirit, can we get some more information? Thank you. We have the Nine of Swords, and here again it's kind of the worms, and there's these eyeballs. It's like there is this moment that has come that is making way for being cleared, being composted, giving it back to its origins, giving it back to where it came from, and using that as fuel for the next stage. Then we have the Mother of Pentacles, with the doe and her fawn. And again, fawns are very symbolic of springtime, renewal, new life. Babies are symbols of new life and regeneration, the next generation, hope. Spirit, can we get one final card? Thank you. Okay, we got 2 cards. So we have the Son of Pentacles. So again, this like new energy, this youthful energy of the earth coming alive again with the pentacles. Pentacles are symbols of the earth. This regeneration. Here we have like he's got his antlers, but they're not very big because he's not the king yet. But whenever a buck grows their antlers, they don't just grow like from this point and then they get bigger. No, they shed their antlers every year and their antlers grow back, and they, for some time, they're covered in this like velvety like covering, and they scrape it off on trees and things, and that's how they mark their territory in a way. And they scrape off the velvet to prepare their antlers, because they use their antlers to protect themselves and their like their herd. So they need their antlers to be strong. And see, he's in this point of growing them, and he's got his head down, kind of like he's bowing to something or sensing something or preparing for something. And after, the second card that came out with the Son of Pentacles is the Tower. So again, we have another lightning bolt. And this tower, the tower is traditionally about energy that's coming in, that's shaking things up, that's blowing the top off of what we once thought. In their original tarot, it's a crown on top of a building, and the crown is getting blown off. So it's like old ways of thinking, old patterns, old systems, or established things are crashing down. But that, again, it's not a bad thing. This decomposition and this energy of death and regeneration is very powerful, because we have to let the old things die, the old things that need to nourish the earth and all of the life on the earth. Have to be let go of in order for that to happen. And it's a natural cycle that we're a part of, that we can flow with and embody in our day-to-day, in our physical life, right? So there is a big change around your gifts coming through, based on doing this kind of work with yourself, giving yourself the time to let go of the things that were weighing you down from this dance with the void, with spirit. I'm going to get a couple archetype cards to close out the reading. Spirit, can we get a couple of cards? Thank you. Okay. We have the stone and the prayer. And I'm getting like from Harry Potter. It's like the cloak of invisibility, the philosopher's, or the regeneration stone, and oh my gosh, of course, like I'm gonna draw a blank on all this right now. Of course, okay, so the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. That's what I'm getting from this. And those are all alchemical symbols and obviously metaphors for different states of being and different universal truths. And the stone can be polished into something beautiful with our crystals. And then we have the prayer here. And oh my gosh, okay, so I was talking about regeneration and like things being in the ground, and then there's this hand coming up from it, like coming to new life, feeling like they're buried, but like that's a prayer is like a reaching out to the divine. We have the diamond up here, right? The diamond mind and perfection, a golden light. So kind of alchemizing, yes, this process of like alchemization and like regenerating energy and making space for these new insights and this clear knowing on a higher level. When there's forest fires, it's a tragic thing, you know, for anything to die, especially if it's not in its natural time, right? But when there is like natural forest fires from like lightning, and it burns everything down, and it regenerates the plants and everything that was in that space. Some plants need like fire to open up their seeds for like the next generation of plant, and I don't remember what it is, but fire is regenerating and rejuvenating. And so I feel like doing this process, it's really going to set you on fire within yourself and within your channeling of energy, within your gift from spirit, working with spirit. Yeah, and I'm being drawn to like these pale colors, right? Like pale colors of springtime, of new life. Here it's kind of gray and dull, except for the crystal in the middle. It looks like alexandrite. But that stone, that process of polishing and refining, leading to this like burst of color. And this is the most colorful card we have on the table. Hope. Oh yeah, okay, lining up with the hope and the future. I hear sending out an SOS from the police. I think it's the police. Anyway, but you may have been feeling like you were sending out this SOS message for a long time. And it's all been part of the refining process of yourself and your growth and your journey here. And keep going. Keep working with this energy. Realize that it is all energy. And it's all available there to be worked with through our own process. Again, you might be a musician, a writer, a singer, a poet. Use those things. Work with those things. It doesn't have to be for anybody else. It can be for yourself. Queen just put out a new song called High Priestess, and she says, You don't have to do it for anybody else. You can do it for you, and you do it so well. Like, do your own thing. Work with your own gifts, your own knowing of what your gifts are and how they come through for you. However that is. It doesn't have to be anything of what I said, but just work with that and make space for it, and know that in working with it, you're going to come in deeper and deeper contact with yourself, and understand yourself more and more, and feel more sure within yourself to go along in your journey in the world, whatever that is, whatever your hopes and dreams are. Okay? I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about it in the comments. You can also share the video, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you feel like it's aligned with you. Thank you again for being here. Thank you, Spirit, for coming through always and in all ways. Until next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Daughter of Wands and this yellow jasper coffin. So let's go ahead and get into it. Whenever I was meditating beforehand and, like, you know, preparing for the reading, I mentioned this whenever the card came out, or whenever I picked up the coffins in order that I had them laid out for the piles that I felt they were going to be with, but I didn't know what cards they were going to go with. And the colors on this just match up so beautifully. And the Daughter of Wands is, in the traditional tarot, would be the Page of Wands. And pages are associated with new energy, youthful energy, and a lot of potential. When we get to the page, we've gone through all the numbers in the suit, and now we have all of that experience and all of that knowledge and energy and information to kind of unlock or open us up to a whole new level of maturity, a whole new level of awareness or mastery, and we move into the court cards of the suit. And we are starting out with the court cards with this Daughter of Wands. And so this card is associated with being a visionary, being passionate, driven, I would say channeling emotion into lived experience. And I mean that by, like, channeling emotions into doing active things, like dancing, or a sport, or just running, or like somatic healing and moving the body. And whenever I was meditating, I saw someone dancing, like, in front of a fire. It's that kind of energy where you can feel that, like, heightened energy. It's just a heat about it, and it makes us kind of, when we let it go and go into it, it kind of moves us like a fire, like a flame. We can feel like we're being burnt up by this energy. That's passion, it's drive, and very high energy. Wands are associated with fire, obviously, and so you could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, but you don't have to be. They could be just prominent in your chart. So I'm getting that you could be clairvoyant, that you have clear sight. Wands require this, like, clear sense of being able to see and make a plan and taking action on it. Being a visionary, having a vision, having a plan of how to take action and going for it. So I'm getting this kind of, like, real idea of leadership around expansion of awareness and expression through that kind of fiery energy. Let's go ahead and get into some cards. Spirit, can we get some more information around this? I split the deck and we have the Ace of Wands and the Two of Swords. So yeah, this like brand new energy coming through, this fiery energy, this energy of creation, and then the Two of Swords being associated with having two different choices, two different energies present. Okay, and I heard top two. Okay, let's see where this takes us. All right. So we have the Four of Wands. Again, that fiery energy. We're kind of moving out from this single space inside of the wands out further, requiring more energy to kind of move out further from the center. That drew my attention. And we have the Ace of Cups. And we've got these beautiful scales here. So of course I'm being drawn to, and with the cups being associated with water, like mermaids or just any kind of like fish or aquatic life. And the way that it moves through the water, it cuts through the water. They know how to swim deep within the water. And we have the Four of Swords. This sort of innocence and peaceful. The swords are hanging above it, but it's got this light shining from its third eye. Clear sight, being able to see past maybe sort of negative things that could be hanging over us, spending the time to find our peace within when that does happen, when it comes up. Being able to trust our visions that come through to us through our third eye, the pineal gland. Oh, then we have the Ace of Wands showing up again. I don't always talk about the cards that show up when I split the deck to shuffle, but I was called to that time, and here we have it coming up again. So the Ace of Cups is associated with deep emotions. The water is deep, our subconscious is deep. Our intuition, our psychic ability, again, this kind of like clairvoyant energy, clear sight, being able to see things within the self or within the mind. Then we have the Five of Cups. Maybe feeling this need to be replenished and refreshed, since it's over the Ace of Cups here and the Four of Wands. Okay, Spirit is telling me that maybe you felt like you've opened up farther than what you're used to with your clairvoyancy. And not that it's a bad thing, but Spirit may be calling for a balance within this kind of fiery energy. You may have put yourself out there with this kind of ability and sharing it with other people, and Spirit is calling you to like a way to to refresh yourself from that passion, that fiery energy, maybe feeling like it's burning you up. And it could be burnout. But if you spend time with yourself and work with your clear sight and like making sure that it's clear and you feel balanced and not overwhelmed, you can have this new spark of inspiration and like I was saying earlier, like drive and passion and getting a project or whatever you're working on, either externally or within yourself. getting that new spark of inspiration, that new spark of life and beauty within the what motivates you, towards your motivation. I'm getting, like, I get the sense that this horse is thirsty and is taking a break before he starts galloping off again. Spirit, can we get some more information? So yeah, maybe moving the body, but not in a way where you're like doing something for someone else, but like not at work necessarily, but like you're moving your body in a way that's like just for you, like as a healing practice, can be regenerative, so you can move your body and use it in the way that you need to for your work, for your passions, for the things that you want to show up in but could be feeling burnt out about. Do things, use your passion, channel your passion in that way for wanting to show up and showing up for yourself for a little while in these kinds of ways. Move your body for fun. Then we have the Son of Swords coming in. So this is the Knight of Swords, which is the fastest moving knight in the deck. And in this deck, the court cards of the swords have owls on them. The court cards of the wands have snakes. So with the swords, it's about wisdom and intellect and a piercing sort of clear sight. Owls have impeccable sight. They dive down so quickly to catch their prey, and they know how to move swiftly and adjust really quickly. And so after you've had like this refreshment within yourself, the cooling water, maybe drink more water, and imagine that it's filling you with cooling, healing sensations to kind of temper this passion that's present, not to quench it, not to put it out, but to feed your emotions in a way where it doesn't dry everything out, where the fire doesn't dry out all of your deep emotional connection that's driving you. Yeah, like so many dancers, like when you watch them, you can tell that they're pulling from this like deep well of being able to relay some sort of message, some sort of connection with the space that we can't put words to, right? It's dance. It's not, you're explaining with your body. And so when you can quench that for yourself, you'll find this new cutting edge, I just heard. Okay. Then we have the Daughter of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles. Here we have the young fawn with the rainbow behind it. It's this new promise of hope, of newness, regeneration. Then we have the Daughter of Cups coming out. And I'm finding in this reading that all of these interconnect with each other in different ways, because energy is always present within our consciousness and around us. We can access any of it at any time. Sometimes it's just more potent than others, but spirit is always accessible to us, within us, in a spectrum and a frequency, in a range of spectrum and frequency. And so tapping into this deep well of yourself may be something new to you. but it's going to balance. And here we have emotions, and then we have the physical realm. So this cutting edge, this like searing thought that's coming through is going to awaken new hope within your emotional and physical place. You're going to heal this burnout because you're going to start realizing that the more you pour into your cup from the infinite abundance that's available to us, the more it will overflow to everything else. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. Seek truth and your expression and your embodiment and your authenticity and who you're here to be, who God created you to be. And in doing that, you'll be able to be balanced, and you'll be able to open yourself up in brand new ways. And none of this is to say to like completely cut people off and like hole up and, you know, don't do what makes you happy for other people. Still follow that calling, but make more time and more space to give your passion to yourself as well. And we have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is the kind of nostalgia card. We have all these roots, all these different colored roots of the tree. And yeah, going back to our roots, going back to where we came from, understanding and recognizing who that is, why we started, where we got started, what we're connected to on a deep level. Replenishing that in us through that healing water so that we can grow bigger and bigger and bigger. We have the Ten of Swords. So again, how much burnout and how much burnout from other people, maybe other people bringing their type of drama and like backstabbing and their kind of like poisonous thoughts and energy and stuff into a situation. Are you willing to kind of put up with before you move on and allow yourself to embrace what you're doing so that it can grow bigger and bigger and bigger? We have the Tower. So it may be that this is over the Ten of Swords. So it may be that this tree that you have been growing, this life that you've been growing and have your roots connected in, needs a shakeup. Maybe there's new information coming in that's kind of striking where you're at, making you realize that you've had enough of this and you're ready to kind of burn things away. Or after you've done this replenishing with the water and healing of yourself from the burnout, you may come back and face the work that you're doing, or this situation, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be external, it can be internal. And once you've refreshed and replenished with the water, you're ready to allow the fire to come in again and burn away everything that you don't need. Wash away, cool the things that have been burning you up inside, and then allow that fire to come back in when you're ready to ignite you to the next level. Wow. Yeah, I feel just so much like fiery and passionate energy from this reading. And it is like, I just keep seeing like a ballet dancer, and we have the swan coming up here. So like Swan Lake, and you know, the beauty and grace of a swan is reflected within ballet. That movement and that dance. Giving that, oh my gosh, the lover with the swan again. Yes, the lover, loving yourself, having those intimate moments with yourself, and because it's with spirit. It's that fire within, it's that truth, these golden pearls of wisdom and knowing, these beautiful colors of life and energy, and this beautiful movement between yourself and spirit, and like your inner self. The lover in the traditional tarot, the lovers is Adam and Eve, and they're in the Garden of Eden, and they're, you know, it's the male and female aspect coming in alignment within yourself, having the energy to follow your passions. I'm going to take all these. I got a few more than the last deck, but I'm going to take them all. So finding that energy and passion within yourself after going through this process of regeneration. We have the Starborn coming to life again, cracking out of the shell. Our divine essence before we're open to everything. Then we have the Destroyer, again, sitting here above the tower, destroying the old things, making space for new things. Then we have the Mentor with the owl again, and that like wisdom and intellect, getting closer and closer with spirit through your clear sight, seeing clearer and clearer, seeing why things had to be destroyed and burned away in order to enter into a new dance, a new passionate state. And then we have the Bow, again with another bird, messengers from spirit, wisdom. You made a vow to yourself, and I'm placing this over the Daughter of Cups with that colorful aura, and like I said, a leadership and expression and awareness. Realizing that you had to go through this process of being burned down and healed and built back up. Like the Phoenix, the story of the Phoenix is so interesting. Like, I'll try to tell it really quick. So the Phoenix bird builds its nest in the highest tree, and when it's time for it to pass on, it lights its nest on fire with the Phoenix in the nest, and the Phoenix gets burned up. But then the Phoenix regenerates for another cycle, a long cycle of time. So having to burn up everything that we built for ourselves, everything we thought that we knew, everything that made us comfortable and beautiful, sometimes we have to burn those things away to make space for an even broader and more expansive awareness of reality and ourselves. And in doing that, this is the vow that we have with ourselves and spirit and life, is finding ourselves, expressing ourselves in our most authentic way. This is what is happening for you through your gift of clairvoyance, being able to see what you need to do and see why it's happening, and work with the visions and things that come through in your mind to make a plan of how to move through this energy into the next level and stage of awareness and creation and embodiment for yourself. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that here. I hope this has been helpful. If this resonated for you, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Thank you so much for your time and energy. If you feel so called, I would love to have you subscribe to the page and be able to hang out with you in the future. If you also feel called, share this video with anyone you think it would resonate with. Again, thank you for your time and your energy. And thank you, Spirit, for coming through always and in all ways. Until next time. Bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose the Father of Cups and this little lapis lazuli coffin. So let's get into your reading. When I was meditating and kind of channeling before I started the video, I felt a lot of the color blue, which is, it could have because the lapis lazuli is here. But the song Midnight Blue came through by Lou Graham. And that's just, it's such a beautiful song about passion and energy and the encapsulation of the colors. And if you've never heard it, you should listen to it. I love that song. So a lot of blue came through, and cups are associated with water. So I had already picked out the 3 stones and had them in the order that I was going to do, but didn't know what cards were going to come out for them. So it's been pretty serendipitous, I feel like. So the Father of Cups, we have the swan here, and they're a symbol of this like soulful, like gracefully beautiful animal that glides along the water so easily. And water is associated with our very deep emotions and like our subconscious emotions and subconscious mind, things that are deep within our soul. So you could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. You don't have to be, they could be prominent in your chart since this is so associated with water. And I was getting through that you may be involved with the creative arts, visual and physical. So it's like this clear sentient, clear feeling and clear sensing could be your ability. Deeply, deeply feeling those emotions and being able to channel them in like picturesque ways, like painting or like modeling, like clay modeling, or even like into dance and things like that, because the swan is just so graceful. And the swan has been coming through like a dancing kind of like thing in all three readings. So I'm feeling that like there's so many of us that are tapped into all these different things in different ways. And I feel like the 3 readings could resonate with everyone in a different way, depending on where the energy is at and how they're feeling that day, or really what the seasons are and how they're kind of tapping and tuning into that as well. But this, I really do, it feels like it's that deep feeling emotion and that deep, like when you're around someone and you can just kind of feel their energy. You don't really see anything, but like your first like visceral thing is feeling their energy. That's clear sentience. And because we're at the Father of Cups, this is the last card in the suit, and so it's a ton of experience and a ton of processing and understanding these deep feeling states and emotions. So being able to channel those in a way that can move other people into understanding this like deep well within yourself. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some cards. Spirit, can we get some more information around this? Okay, we have the Strength card. Yes, like our own inner strength, our own inner feeling capable and feeling like we're in control of ourselves so that we can be brave and be courageous and moving forward, knowing that we're capable of handling things, like our internal truth about ourselves, our internal power. And strength is through being able to understand our natural and base emotions. In the original tarot, the Rider-Waite tarot, it shows like a maiden, and she's softly closing like the lion's mouth. So like our softer, more divine nature, kind of, I don't want to say like suppressing or dominating. She's not doing it forcefully. She's kind of showing the animal that it can be softer. It can be around her and feel safe. So finding strength within that softer part of ourselves and understanding a quiet strength within us that is eternal. He's got the infinity symbol on his forehead. Then we have the Mother of Wands, which is the Queen of Wands, which she is passionate and sure of herself. And here she is protecting her offspring, protecting everything that she holds dear to herself. She's very skilled and knowledgeable. She knows how to protect her young. She's been out in the world, and now she is building something closer to herself, part of herself, knowing and understanding herself enough to do it. We have the Five of Wands. And in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, it shows 5 figures, and they're kind of battling each other with these wands. They're kind of, it's like training, a training ground. Wands are associated with fire, so like our willpower and our drive. So it could be like a test, a training, a test for ourselves at the moment, within our clear feeling, our clear sentience, and understanding that we can trust it, that we know where it's coming from because of where we've been and the strength that we've built and the fire and willpower that we've built for ourselves. We can face the challenge of that because we're prepared within our emotional state. Spirit, can we get some more information? Yeah, I feel like this is it could be a creative project that you're building up strength. It could be literal, that, you know, you're preparing to build a family. And congratulations if you are, or expanding your family. But I feel like this is a powerful moment of recognizing our own inner strength and working with our inner feelings and knowing those gut feelings that we have, that we just kind of, we can feel whether something's right or wrong. Our instincts, she can feel whether or not there's danger. Spirit, can we get some more information? Okay. We have temperance. And we've got the crane, like there's water dripping off of it into the fire, so kind of tempering something, and we're laying it over the strength. And the Mother of Wands, I'm getting a sense that there is coming up, like you're going to have to temper the fire that you've built up in your strength and your like inner knowing and your feelings, in order to in order to thrive in the next stage, to know and understand what you need to do in the next stage. It could be with the creative project, but again, it could be in expanding your family or starting a family. And so it takes a lot of energy to kind of really process that on a deep level. It's a huge change. So we kind of have to like hype ourselves up in a way, like, but it's in like encouraging ourselves that we can do it, that we can have a family, that we can have a baby. I mean, that's a huge decision. Or that we can turn our project into something completely different, or leave something behind that we're comfortable in and starting something completely new. We have to have a fire and a drive about ourselves in doing that. And we did in the Mother of Wands up to the Queen, right? From the Ace up to the Queen, we had that drive and we had that power and we had that passion. And now we're kind of refocusing that energy on something closer to ourselves. And so we may have to temper that with this kind of that watery energy or higher chakra energy, releasing through our voice, releasing through our visions, the plans that we're making within our mental space. Yeah, the fire and the drive within our lower chakras getting us to this new level, and now it's like we're kind of being tested on how we're going to break through it. Man, yeah, these readings all kind of have a lot to do with each other, but again, it's like I'm reading the present energy, and so the energy within October is just so potent and powerful that these all can apply to us in different kinds of ways, but still be very similar. Then we have the Hierophant with that kind of like spark of knowledge, this keeper of the keys, this wisdom that we're cultivating through this tempering of ourselves, unlocking a new level of life, a new level of trusting ourselves to know what we're doing, through these deep feelings that we've cultivated. Like I know that I'm doing the right thing. I can feel it. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, we have that here, the feathers are surrounding these pentacles, keeping them safe. So it's building up this kind of earthy energy, being sure that we have everything that we need to be able to build for the future and have, birds are associated with spirit. We have this connection with spirit through our clear feeling, and being able to temper that at any given moment, not letting our feelings sway us too far this way or that way, like standing strong in ourselves for what we're about to birth in the future, and standing up to this test of our willpower, unlocking a new level of contentment and happiness and stability within ourselves and our external world. I'm going to go ahead and move into Oracle. Spirit, can we get some more information? So we have Althea, and Althea is the eternal love, I think. Let me look it up in the book, because I might be getting that wrong. Oh, truth. All-encompassing truth. That's why we have the black and the white here. And I was going to mention this. Okay, so the juxtaposition of these two cards, like, it's got red, orange, orange, red, red, orange. They're kind of like opposite each other. And then we have this other card coming up where it's this juxtaposition. They're opposite of each other, and it's all encompassing. So I'm going to read this. Truth. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside, such as the power of aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak falsity. In this light, practice seeing truth as a vibration. Ooh. Picasso said, "We all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize truth, at least the truth that is given us to understand." Wow. Yeah, so, oh, that's funny that Picasso came up, and I was trying, like, yeah, you could be like a painter or want to get into painting or enjoy paintings. But yeah, this kind of tempering this deep emotional space, being honest with yourself that you're capable of birthing a new future, and not allowing yourself to get out of control and out of hand with things that might not be true about what you're creating. Temper it with the truth. Temper any fears and any things that come up with the truth, because it will build a strong and lasting legacy that has been cultivated over time. The truth brings us to this space where we recognize our own power, because we realize that we have the power and the ability to take action in our lives, to change anything about our lives, to live our life the way that we want to. We're the only ones that can do that. Thank you. Yeah, we have the Maiden coming out. So this like really soft, feminine energy someone here really might be pregnant. But this soft feminine energy and allowing yourself to, oh, I'm laying it over the Temperance card. Yeah. Oh, and strength is right above that. So yeah, okay, tempering your strength and your being soft, being open to new and beautiful things, and tempering this fire within yourself that's you've had to use to get you to this point. I'm gonna get one more oracle card. Spirit, can we get one more? Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, so I dropped it on the floor, but it's the stone. So the stone is about slow and perceptible change, but that is so strong and sturdy and steady. Like, stones are here for thousands of years, and they change just slowly over time. Like, we can't perceive the change that it's going through, but it is happening. And so you may feel like this has been like a long time coming, and you know, when is it going to happen? But the stone is an energy of permanence and reliability. And so it takes a while. You've gone through this process of like tempering yourself and building up where you are so that you will know that you're capable. You'll know and understand. you'll have a clear feeling that you'll just, I know, I feel that this is right. I know that this is right. I can feel it in my gut that this is what I'm meant to do, and have the strength and sturdiness to believe in yourself and know that it is, but not allowing that like rigidness or fiery passion that you've had to have to get to that point to overtake your ability to be soft in this new phase of development, because it's going to be new and you're going to have grace for yourself and learning something new, because you've been through a lengthy process of learning everything up to this point, but now it's going to be something totally different. And you've gone through all of this to prove to yourself that you're ready for that. I hope that that was helpful and makes sense. And thank you so much for being here and sharing your energy with me, pile number 3. And I wish you the best in your future and whatever you have coming up. And I know it's going to be beautiful. And congratulations. And you've done so much hard work. And I'm proud of you. And I love you. And again, thank you for being here. If this resonated with you, I would love to hear about it in the comments. You can leave me a like if you feel so called. Subscribe to the page, share the video, share the page. All of these things will help to grow the page so that messages will reach the people that they're meant for. Thank you again, and thank you, Spirit, for being here and for coming through always and in all ways. Until next time, bye.